You got to let me know because I talk very low
No,
sometimes.
you're good. You're good.
Good?
Are we live? Are we live? Let us know when the chat says we're live, because we are at the Sussex County Miners Skyland State. I can't believe I'm saying that sentence. It's very random. Excited about this. Me and you are going to chat Giants for like 20 minutes, and then we're going to bring on the GM. There's even like a super fan we're going to bring on, Miners, man. So really excited for it. So are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Oh, I'm with NYG Daily, dude. Thank you for joining me on this.
No problem, Bobby. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Is this your first show that you've done at a baseball stadium as they were doing batting practice?
Yes.
This hits number 2 for me as far as like show interview places. Number 1 was at, I believe, the 2018 Pro Bowl in Orlando, 50-degree rain. I interviewed linebacker Tay Davis in a hybrid car. I think we even have that drop that we can play for people eventually. But yeah, so this is number 2 for most random places. Actually, no, we did one at the beach. Can make sure people can hear us in the chat. I don't know if they can hear us in the stadium, but we're kind of playing this by ear. So we're gonna talk. Let's just talk Giants, and then hopefully the audio stuff gets figured out as we go. Dude, so you've been at 3 straight training camp practices, right?
3 straight, yeah.
What's
2
been
padded.
what's been like the biggest takeaway for you so far?
Really, it's been the vibes from a year ago. The vibes are a little bit better. The team has more talent. I think it's slowly starting to come together, especially offensively. But overall, I think the vibes are a lot better, and I think that the hope is that can translate to better results.
Yeah,
But
here,
that's my biggest
I'm going to
thing.
cut you off. Hey, Vincent, is it going to go? Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew we were live. You're good. You're good. It's fine. We keep on. So here's the vibes thing. I've had a few people say that to me, and I've kind of rolled my eyes a little bit. What happens to the vibes if we start 0-2?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, like that's where I'm like, I don't know where this is gonna go. Now, granted, I think Commanders Week 1 is one of their most winnable games. The Cowboys seem to be like weakening themselves on purpose, so I don't view those as 2 mountains of games. Even though until we beat Dak, I'm not gonna pick us to beat Dak. But I just want where I'm seeing the thing is the pass rush with Abdul Carter.
Yes.
He's different. And then can Russ add 7 points per game? Because if you're making that defense a little better and you're adding 7 points per game versus offense, that's a way more competitive team than it was a year ago.
Pause. Pause for this?
No, you're good.
Okay.
We're just going to have to kind of deal with that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I think the added talent that they have brought in, right, both in the draft and in free agency, you would think that would make the team a lot better, especially the pass rush. The pass rush can work to force turnovers, get stops, and then Russ, an upgrade over what we had last year. The quarterback room in general, you would think that would add at least 7 points. So, yeah, can that lead to better results? I don't know, because you just brought up the schedule, how difficult the schedule is right out of the gate, and what a slow start will do for the vibes that they've built so far.
Yeah, and I was talking to somebody in the stands, and they're like, "Oh, well, the season got away from them." Well, that is something that can happen too. But I think Commanders Week 1 is the most important game on the schedule. I think if this is like messing with my head a little bit, but the Commanders Week 1 is so important because they are a beatable team. That is a bad defense, or at least an untalented defense. And if that pass rush can slow them down a little bit, create some turnovers, well, then you got yourself a game. And you got Russ, who beat that Commanders. Like, Russ is one of his better games last year was the Commanders. So, like, I think Week 1 it's always important when you're a team that isn't just, loaded with talent and expected to win games. But for this team specifically, I think that Week 1 game is huge.
Week 1 is always big for the vibes.
Yeah, then that's what you're saying with the vibes. Like that, if they lose that Titans game in 2022 to start the game.
That's what I was going to say.
Like the Panthers game was closer than we remember,
Right.
and they were a bad team. But I'm excited to be at the Sussex County Miners. And now that we're on the intercom, I want to say this. If, there's people here who know the whole story of Giants Nation show, there's obviously people unfamiliar, and they're just fans of the team. And I think they should be proud of being fans of their team, because I had another podcast, and, through issues, ended up going out on my own and taking a chance. And they'll get to say this forever. They are the first sponsor of first sponsor of Giants Nation show. right? Jumped on early when there was no guarantee of what was going to get return wise. It's local, so they don't. It's not just getting their name out there the way some of our other sponsors are. Like they are just kind of buying in on Giants Nation show. So we're going to have on Vincent, their GM. We might have on their either their owner or somebody else. They have a super fan we're going to try and get on. I see Miners Man. I'm pointing the bat at him right now.
Is he the one with the nice blazer?
Yeah. He's the luchador.
That looks really good.
So what's going on, Miners Man? So, but how many people are here for Giants Nation show? I see some familiar faces in the crowd. If you guys can't hear this on YouTube, we just heard the loudest, roar you've ever had since the Saquon Barkley boos a couple years or last year. But yeah, I think week 1 is so important, and it's just what is the upgrade to Russ's? There's undoubtedly Russ is an upgrade. I talked about this on an episode about a month ago. Is that he's going to make a huge upgrade in throwing the ball down the field, right? We're going from, where are we going from quarterback rankings? We may be going from 29 to 22, but I think that gap is a lot larger than that number says because we're going from like 32 throwing the ball down the field to top 5, and that's where Russ is his best. And we know those deep passes create points, right? It's how you get points if you're not a great offense is by creating those explosives, and it just makes it a lot easier to do that unless you're, the Chiefs or the teams that can, grind out those long drives consistently. And I don't think the Giants are going to be that. They need to create those explosives.
Yeah, the explosive play is the big thing, right? Getting the ball down the field, something the Giants weren't able to do in the first, last couple years. But to me, like you said, it's going to come down to you got to score points. Like they struggled to score 20 points a game last year. With Russ, you would hope that they're able to score at least 20, and with the improvements they made on defense. But coming out of the gate, those first 2 division games are so important for this team. Just because if you go down 0-2, especially with week 3 being the Chiefs at home, if you go down 0-2, you can almost that's it'll be tough to climb out of that. And I know it's crazy to say because it's the first 2 weeks, but it's going to be so important for them to get one of those first 2 games, especially both being on the road. If they're able to do that, I think then we can talk about what happens in the second quarter of the season, third quarter of the season. But right now, I looking at being there the first 3 days, I just see it's almost like a refreshing feeling that they have across the board, throughout the locker room.
My biggest positive takeaway through these, 9 practices I've been through so far was one I was kind of expecting to, but you don't know until you see it. And I'll say this: we are pretty close to Pennsylvania. Do we have any just Penn State fans? I mean, we obviously have the Giants fans here. Is there any Penn State fans out here? Because Abdul Carter is a freak. He is different.
Is he the best player on the defense through camp so far?
Yeah, because Dexter Lawrence isn't practicing, clearly. If you want to have an argument that Brian Burns, we can't put him ahead of Brian Burns yet, sure. But just training camp, he has been better than Brian Burns. He wins essentially every matchup he gets.
Yes.
And I'll give this for people that are live and watching here. I usually don't say who I talk to. And he didn't give me the biggest response. You guys know I'm friendly with Andrew Thomas.
Right.
I want to see Andrew Thomas come back to play and be healthy because he's so important. But I messaged Andrew Thomas and was like, hey, please come back to these practices before I leave because I really want to see you against Abdul Carter. I don't want to see Abdul Carter versus the preseason offensive tackles. I want to see them against you. And he's like, yeah, I'm taking my time. So I don't think I'm going to get that. But I'm already looking forward to seeing them match up in camp next year. Hopefully Abdul Carter coming off a double-digit sack season.
The crazy thing about Abdul Carter is that there's no off day for him. It's like, oh, he had a slow day today. He has been, consistently great throughout all these practices. And I know some of them, they don't have the pads on, but these last 2, they've had the pads on. You see the difference that he makes on the field. I mean, inside, outside, the impact is all the same as Bobby just nailed
I just hit my head. I told myself I was going to hit somebody with a baseball bat before the night's over.
I was late. I thought you were going to hit me in the head with the baseball bat.
That's not off the table quite yet.
But yeah, Abdul Carter, man, it's you can see the stardom right off the bat, and these back-to-back practices with the pads on. I mean, it doesn't matter where he lines up; he can make an impact.
Yeah, he's a freak. And when he lines up against centers and guards, I'm like, it's like that's cool, but I try to not get too excited because like, well, you should win the match, but they're gonna put him there, so he's gonna get like production there.
That's the thing.
So if you want to call it cheap or whatever, fine, but it's still gonna be 7-yard loss on the play.
I guess that's the luxury of having 3, pass rushers that you can play together.
And that's why I was such a big fan of adding Abdul Carter. It didn't matter if we were starting with no players on the team, I would have drafted Abdul Carter, third overall. But it's because you can use his versatility on the inside without having to put Timon Fox on as a defensive end on third down or 2nd and 15 or whatever it is. Like you can just put out a above average player there at worst with Kayvon Thibodeau, and then a really good player in Brian Burns.
I've been a huge proponent of having 3 good pass rushers. Now it'll be great if it's 2, a great pass rusher and 2 really good pass rushers. But I always think if you have 3 pass rushers, you're able to rotate those guys and put guys in. I mean, that's where this team has had their most successes when they've had those great pass rushers. So I've always been a proponent of that, of having a third pass rusher.
And if there's any fan base that we don't need to make that big compelling argument for, it's us. We did it twice.
But it felt like I would have to make the argument a lot when I kept harping on, like, I don't want to see Timon Fox. I don't want to see O'Shane Zimenez. Get me a really good third pass rusher. And then also Chauncey Golston, too, added to the mix. Yeah. That's going to help a lot,
You're not even getting a third. I think you're getting a first with Abdul Carter, So I'm really excited about him. What have you thought about Jackson Dart so far?
Yesterday's practice was weird. He didn't throw the ball a lot. I was hoping I'd see a little bit more arm talent. That doesn't mean it's not there, but they're not letting him really throw the ball down the field. I like the fact that he's getting the ball out earlier. He has command at the line of scrimmage. I see him, changing the play. I like the fact that there was a moment during today's practice where I think it was just a walkthrough in the beginning, but Dayball stopped the play and told Dart to go in there and kind of run with the one. So I like what he's doing with them. It's early on, but what you want to see is him stack good days without having those setbacks. And I think that my focus is all on Russ because I do think Russ can have a renaissance here. And to me, with the Dart thing, it's I hope he can develop eventually into the franchise quarterback. But for him, it's continuing to get better during these practices. I'm excited to see him in the preseason, but my whole mindset is on Russ because I do really still believe Russ can have sort of one of those renaissance years.
And it's up to Russ, but with Dart, I've been pretty consistent in my messaging. It was like you're not, like you said, he's not. Russ is the starter. Dart's not playing early, so we're not talking about getting a guy ready for week 1 and arguing. And if he looks bad the first 4 weeks of the season, well, he's a rookie. That's to be expected. But the first 3 days were terrible. Like I get a visual. I mean, he would be back there with his ball just 1, 2, 3, and he would just want to throw it. And he's stopped doing that, right? For the most part, there's a play here or there, but like he's stopped doing that. He's played with more aggression. I want to see him get the deep ball down a little more. He hasn't really been able to connect on those, but you've at least seen progression. And someone who wasn't like a proponent of drafting Dart, that was my goal of camp. Like just look like a better player than the way you started.
Yeah, just get better. I'm excited to watch him in the preseason. I hope they do give him a good amount of the reps in the preseason because, like you said, Russ is the starter. But that's where my mind says. But during these practices that I've been at, you see him, stack good days on good days, and that's what you want to see with the rookie. Like I said, it's early on. He's running with the 2s, running with the 3s, but you just want to see him do the simple things right because a lot of the stuff right now is just, it's just getting his feet wet. But it's.
Yeah. So, we've talked about Malik Neighbors has been nasty. Like, it's Malik Neighbors is the type of player you don't even get excited for in training camp anymore. He's just that good. It's like, all right, this is what he does.
Yeah.
It's Dexter Lawrence hasn't even been out there. I've always worried about the run defense, but you haven't seen him out there quite yet. But it's been an exciting.
How concerned are you with the run defense?
Well, we're at a live show, and I don't want to be depressing, but I'm worried that it's going to be terrible, and it's going to be the reason why this team doesn't win games. So if I see Roy Robertson Harris get pinned down, another time, it'll be the 100th time, and I've already lost my cool on that a little bit. But I'm really excited about all of this, right? The show. We've got the bus out here too. If Mark wants to wave to the crowd, he's out here with his bus. The bus has been And if you're just out here at the crowd, go check out that bus. And you're saying, oh, well, it's a bus. You know, they decked out in Giants. They've got turf on the inside. They've got beautiful seats. And you see this whole setup that we have here. We're literally doing that every day inside a bus. It's a pretty beautiful thing. And I've become one of the things I've learned about doing this on my own is I didn't know how to do anything technology wise. And now I can set up a live show in a bus and in a baseball stadium in the same day. So how impressed are you with me with that?
Very impressed. I mean, you've become sort of like what do they call tech savvy doing ever since you went on your own.
So we're here, and this is going through the stadium. I kind of want to play the burnout video at the end and just hear what that sounds like through the entire stadium. So I'm looking at my wife right now, and I just, when we end, play the burnout video because I want that sound ringing through the stadium. And if you're not familiar, it is my dad in 1991 in a Rooter van, just burning out, just peeling the tires off for 45 seconds. So we're gonna get that eventually.
There's a guy in the stands that's.
We got Miner Man he's staring me down. We might have to have him on the show at some point. We're gonna bring on Vincent and Mike in a couple minutes. So if those guys are ready, don't play it yet. At the end, because they might end the show if we start doing that. So we're gonna Vincent the GM, Mike the owner, or Mike the. So okay, we got owner Mike and GM Vincent. You guys ready now? Yeah, jump on. No, yeah, you're good for the whole show. All right.
All right, boys.
Good. I got you, Vincent.
Yeah, we're good. Mike's hopping on.
Mike's figuring it out. All right, I think we're good. When you guys hear your GM and your owner, give a good cheer in the crowd. One, because they deserve it, and two, I just want to make sure their audio is working. Vincent, I just want to say thank you. Yep. Mike as well.
Yep.
This is awesome, right? You know, just doing the live, even if we weren't doing the live show, like I'd be forever, you guys heard me say it. Like, not to get too sentimental, you know, it was a leap of faith that I took, and you guys jumped on right away, right? You know, for the NFL draft, and I'm excited. I was wondering who was going to be able to, you know, be the people who are going to say I'd be the first sponsor ever of Giants Nation show. And I'm excited for it to be like 48 years old and maybe to, you know, bring my kid to a game. Like, you know, they were the first ever sponsor. They're the reason why you're able to, you know, buy your first car or something. I don't know. I'm getting way too sentimental right now. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
No, man. We were just talking to your wonderful wife, Isabel. We were just saying about, you know, the whole thing was just so bizarre to me, like how it all happened. And, you know, it's kind of something that I always do and I always watch you guys. You're my go-to as far as what's going on in Giants world. So I said to Mike, I said, you know, Bobby, you know, they just kind of just let him go. And I said, this guy has a lot of, you know, potential. And I said, we should hop on here. We should support him. So
it's been appreciated. And you guys are Giants fans. You guys didn't just see, new show. Let's, you know, get in on it.
Yep.
It's funny because me and Vincent, you know, hop on the phone every once in a while and we'll talk business and this setup. And then it's like, what about Camp Scatterbo? What are we hearing on? And then we'll sit there and talk Giants for 10 minutes or so. So I've been asking Weiss about, you know, his thoughts on the team and stuff. You guys haven't been at practice. And I'll go to you first, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same players, but very new pieces in key places. What are you like most excited for from this team's Giants? It could be end of the season. Russ, like, what are you looking forward to the most?
Defense.
There we go. I like
I'm
that
pumped
answer.
about the defense. Carter, best pick. I think he's going to be awesome. How does he look in camp?
We were just talking about, he's a freak. Like, he's different. And I wanted him all the way. So, like, I'm going to be a little biased when they got the guy that I wanted. But, you know, I like to do like a state of the roster. What does it look like? Let's rank the top 10 players. I haven't seen him play a preseason game yet. And I think I'm ready to put him fourth, you know, and that can get to, you know, top two by the end of the season. Like, the only guy that I don't think he can surpass is Dexter Lawrence. And that includes Malik Neighbors and Andrew Thomas and those guys. Like, you just watch him move and he toys with the opponent. Jermaine Illuminor, their right tackle, Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau are good players. Jermaine Illuminor, like you said, a veteran. He's a smart player. He knows the tricks. He handles Burns and Kayvon. He can't handle Carter, and that's got to be so frustrating for a guy. And just imagine we're going to be facing some good offensive tackles this year, and they're going to be frustrated, which hasn't happened for the Giants in a long time.
And you got to hope that just Russ manages the game. They don't turn it over. Defense keeps him in it, right?
How different is it? I was talking before with Mark, and I just, how different is he where you guys are saying, because you're not the only one. I mean, Carl Banks was saying the same thing. Like, why is it you guys are so certain? I know, like, I mean, our tackles are pretty good, and Illuminar is a pretty good tackle, but usually, like, there is some time where you got to see them do it in a game. But why are you guys so short? Is he that?
It's just there's guys that just move different, right?
Yeah.
Where
like
you don't,
Brian Burns, he's like different
on a different level. Like you don't need to be a scout. You don't need to study the NFL draft. You just got to watch 10 plays of that guy. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the best player on the team, right? Like I'm sure there's some people here who have no interest in football. If they popped on a Penn State defense, like, oh, there's the best player in the entire game. So it's just he moves at a different level. You're able to create matchups with him. And again, Brian Burns is a really good player. I don't think the best tackles in the NFL are stressing about facing Brian Burns. I think they're going to be stressing facing Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
And then you add on Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau on top of those guys. And that's why I agree with you, Mike. Like, yeah, I want to see different quarterback play and eventually see Jackson Dart. But if I'm talking about like this season and not for the future, which it feels like that's what we've been planning for forever, the defense, like that pass rush can be just nasty. And I don't think there's anything more fun in football to watch than the pass rush that just gets after it.
I'm just, I'm a little concerned. It's like, are we going to be in those positions to, to tee off on a quarterback where, can we stop the run? Who's going to be next to Dex? That's a big concern.
Yeah, that's a huge concern for me. And that's, like you said, I want them to figure out some way to just get them the third down, right? Like that should be the motto for the defense, to get to third down. Like, take the run game seriously. Even if you're not, this big monster defensive tackle, your focus should be the run. Stop the run. And even to the guys like Abdul Carter and Brian Burns, say, hey, stop the run on first and second down. You'll get your shot on third down. Your number, like, tell them, your numbers aren't coming on first down. They're coming on third down. So get the third down. So, again, they're not a perfect team.
Right.
They're certainly got an extremely tough schedule.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever talked about a schedule so much in an offseason, but Weiss, I feel like it's kind of deserved when you go through it.
When you look at it, right, you start off with 2 division games. Washington, obviously, the success they had last year. Dallas, they haven't beaten Dak Prescott since his rookie year, 2016. And then you follow up, hey, it's a home opener. Oh, by the way, here's Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
Yeah, here's the modern-day dynasty.
Yeah, and then I think week 4 you got the Chargers, again, another playoff team. And then you really – Week 5 is one of the 2 games where their favorites are. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob.
Yeah.
When they play the New Orleans Saints.
It's about getting to, like you said, get to that Week 5 game 2-2. If there's any way, then you may have a season that's way more fun. If you're there 1-3, then you can maybe try and survive as the season goes along and hang in it. But if you're the unthinkable 0-4, it's over before it even begins.
When you look at those first 4 games, you really dissected. Get at least one of those 2 division games because you don't want to fall behind in the division.
Yeah.
So getting one of those 2, I think, are very important. Bobby has confidence in the Washington game. I tend to have a little more confidence in the Dallas game.
I think it's interesting because like with Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors, it's hard for me, like when you guys look at it like that. For me, it's just like, it's a new year. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's hard for me to say, hey, there's gonna be a win versus a loss. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what, they may come out and they may be really good.
Like you said, it's football. And like, what do you think has been the worst, most preseason, like the most untalented roster in the last 5 years? 2022.
Yeah.
And that's been their best year in the last decade.
Exactly.
That was even the biggest homers on that cover the team were like, 6-11, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to playoffs and they won their first playoff game since the Super Bowl.
You just don't know.
So, like you said, you've got that element of the game.
I'm excited for Scadaboo. I think he could be if he could, translate. I've always when they picked him, that was I was so happy.
He is. We haven't got to see him a ton, but
he's a fan favorite.
He's a football player.
Yeah, like he is, because if he's even above average, he's going to be a fan favorite because, like you said, he's a football player. He breaks tackles, right? You don't need to when you're watching Scalaboo, you're not like, oh, the breakaways. No, he sees a guy in front of him. He tries to get that guy out of his way, and he does it like better than anybody else, really.
Yeah. Wow. How about Dart? How's he? It's funny. No one's, we went and got this quarterback, but no one's really talking that much about him. And he seems to be having a decent camp from what you guys have been saying.
Yeah, I mean, he started rough, and then he's gotten better, which is, like you said, what we're looking for. Because Russ is a starter, and Dart's not going to play. Not to say that Dart's going to be some superstar because he got better through the first training camp, but that's what you want to see out of him. And at the end of the day, like I said, I am a little over talking about the future and building for the future, but it all kind of does rely on him for the GM and head coach. There's nobody here that like calls for your firings, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, well,
because I'll go get him, right? I'll go get
He
him.
doesn't
Yeah, I
get
was gonna
planes
say,
that
look
fly
at-
around.
Yeah, no planes flying around
planes
telling
fly
for you
around.
to sell the team yet. So we're doing a plane for the Giants first. Well, I won't say what game. We're going to do it for a game. It's going to be a positive plane, though.
Awesome.
I don't know what the message is, but I think next year's fundraiser is going to get a plane around Skyland Stadium. This stadium is
What do you think?
is
Bob?
genuinely beautiful.
It
So
is a
we
very
used to
nice
have
stadium.
a minor league team where I live, the Brevard County Manatees, and I love going, but like their stadium is like nothing compared to this. Like this is a beautiful stadium, and I'm a little nervous to throw out the first pitch later.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be
yeah.
fine. You'll be fine. Let me tell me about you. So yeah, I asked you guys when you got here, how long did it take you guys to get up here from Giant Stadium?
Hour, and that was with some traffic too. So
Right.
an hour to get up here. It's like you said, it's right there. If people are in the area, and people are listening to the show that aren't here as well, this is the easiest thing. I'm so sad that I don't have this within an hour from me anymore. Because I no offense to Miner Man, but I would put him to shame of being the super fan of the Sussex County Miners. So
That is a bold statement.
and we're gonna get
Yeah.
him on the show eventually, and we're gonna have a talk with Miss.
He's ready. He's
Minor
ready.
man.
he's
He's
just
been eyeballing Bobby.
I know. I'm gonna have to. This is why you guys gave me that baseball. I got to protect myself against the luchador.
I love the fact that you guys have no idea what you're in for tonight.
That's what I'm
you guys think
excited
you're at a
for
baseball
too.
Game. It's going to be. You'll see. It's
You
gonna be a
guys
party.
had benches cleared last night, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Can
Wow.
you guys rile the guys up to do that again? Because
I'm
you
trying- I'm
you
trying to
will
get
see
them
a
to do
6-7
something
man
about it.
just
Yeah.
full go sprint down the stairs. If I have the permission, I would like to join. If there is, and you could just put like a little some duct tape on my back that says security.
If you
and
see
we're
me,
ready to go.
I'll be down here. If you see me go like this, I mean, I need you.
Okay.
Because it
All right.
was, it got a little out of hand last night.
Who's the opponent?
The Brockton Rocks.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. But go Miners tonight. Dude, I really appreciate you guys. We're gonna bring Miner Man on.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much.
thank you,
I'm
Bob.
so
Yeah,
appreciative
thank
of
you.
you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Forever
Thanks for coming. Thanks
thankful
for
for you
everything.
guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks meeting.
Got it.
All right, let's bring on Miner Man. Dun, 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 dun.
Gotta stand up for this guy.
What's happening, gentlemen?
How are you?
How we doing, Mr. Miner Man? Here, grab that microphone. You're right there.
Okay.
I got to keep somebody in between me and you.
I know.
I heard. What's happening, Giants Nation?
What's going on, Miner Man?
Woo!
I'm just gonna ask you a simple question. What's your deal?
What's my deal? Well, I'm the super fan of the Sussex County Miners. That's my deal.
I'm so tempted to move up here and be like the rival super fan because I'm in love with this team. I wore Sussex County Miners. Have you wore Sussex County Miners socks to a wedding yet?
I have, yes.
We're gonna need photo evidence
Yeah,
of
well,
that.
I have my own custom gear, so I have a lot of different stuff that I wear.
You got the
I
basketball
wear
jersey?
it out in public. I wear it everywhere.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not Miner Man for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I got to promote this team everywhere I go.
Is there a minor woman who accompanies you around here?
Well, yeah, there's a minor wife. I could say that. But she's kind of tired of my spiel. So, she doesn't really come. But she will be here tonight, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Oh, Mike Gemma's here.
We got Mike Jevis. What's going on, Mike?
There we go. A little bigger applause,
Yeah.
How we doing, Mike?
Bob, it's first of all, pleasure to be on here. I mean, yes.
How are you?
Good to see you, my friend. I'm excited to be on here. This is a blast. Been a Giants fan from a young age. through the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs. But
Well, let me
God,
ask
do
you,
I love this
how
team.
old are you?
So I'm 23. So I'm might be the youngest guy in the panel.
Well, I don't say that as like, oh, you're so younger than me, but it's been rough since 12 years old. So you at least got to experience the most recent 2 Super Bowls.
Yes, I got to see 07 and 2011, of course. But since that moment on, yeah, Bob, it's been tough.
Are you a Giants fan, Mr. Miner Man?
Well, let's just say this: I'm a New York fan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
We'll take that.
Luckily, we have the New York Jets as Giants fans that no matter how bad we are, somehow they end up worse than us.
I just want our New York teams to do well together. I think that would be awesome for this city, for this area.
Listen, I
we
would
need
too.
2 winning teams at the same time. That's what we need.
I'll take 1 winning team at the same time along
all
the
right,
Giants,
well.
but if we get 2, I'm happy with that too.
Yeah, of course.
People forget we almost had a Giants-Jets Super Bowl.
Yes.
Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg, and
Yep.
Brett Favre got injured. They were the best 2 teams in the
Yeah, they
NFL
were.
that year.
Yeah. But that's our luck.
So what do we got in store for tonight? Like, the bench is cleared last night. Do you have clearance to run on the field if something goes down?
Yeah. Well, if I have to, I'll get involved. But, we got our heavy right here, Mike
Stop.
Gemma.
Come on now. Bob, listen.
He's in much better shape than I am. So, and
I would hope so.
I'm probably the oldest on this panel, by the way.
Well, that gives you that old man
Yeah,
strength,
yeah.
So, this is awesome. How long have you been coming to games?
Oh, wow. It's been 7.5 years, 8 years as minor man. And
watch out, Bob. Watch out. He sticks up on you.
And I've been coming for
Oh, boy. Yeah,
give me
little
your
noise
Mike
for Herbie,
Weiss.
guys. Come on now.
Herbie's here, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
Let's hear it for Herbie.
It's not every day he stops by.
What's going on, Herbie? How we doing? Pretty good.
He's the strong, silent type. So if you want somebody running on the field, this guy right here, he's your man.
Yeah, you're all jacked up, man.
Yeah, we could use this guy in pads, honestly.
Are you a Giants Nation show fan? I'm talking into 2 microphones right now.
Let's see.
Can you give me a for life maybe? Giants Nation. Are you Giants Nation show for life? There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Give it up for
Herbie.
Mr. Herbie. So
Herbie, he's the best mascot in the Frontier League, by the way, right here.
do you play in those mascot games? I want to see you light somebody up. When they play the little kids and stuff. I want to see you, hurdling those guys. You could do that. All right, good stuff.
Well spoken.
Always
Yes,
insightful,
very
Herbie.
well spoken. Very well spoken.
Well spoken.
So what time are we at? We're almost at the game. I'm just gonna keep going until you guys force me to stop, and then the other team comes out and they're like, "Why is these people talking about the Giants?"
By the way, you guys do an awesome job. I appreciate it very much.
Thank
I'm a
you.
sports fan, right? I'm a big time sports fan.
Oh,
Most
really?
of my teams are out in Michigan, but I'm a New York fan and I'm a Miners fan, and I appreciate anybody that does what you guys do and enlightens the fans about what's going on with the team every day.
Well, you're a fan of a great team.
Yeah,
they've been very supportive to us. We're getting a win tonight too. We're not leaving here with a loss.
We better.
Like,
I mean, what happened last night? I hope that fired our team up. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, they got to win for Giants Nation, for Miners Nation. They've got to win tonight, or we may have to go take measures in our own hands, Miner Man.
Or we'll just party in the bus later. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm about that as well.
Yeah, that bus. We'll do with that whatever we have to do. It's been awesome. So I think we're going to start wrapping up. Any questions from the crowd that I can hear? You got to yell really loud.
I don't know if they can hear us, though.
Somebody told me they were going to ask one.
Well, I will say this for a little filibuster while we're trying to find out the fans can hear us. We want to thank you guys for coming out, of course. It's great you guys are supporting the Miners. It's great we're giving back to you guys.
You guys have been awesome, and I appreciate
it. You guys have been great to work with. And I think the Giants fans who are here, by the way, you see the big blue out and about, which always fires me up, coming from the fact that I am from Fairfield, New Jersey. I've been a fan since, like I said, from a young age. So it's great to see Giants Nation out and about in Sussex County, spreading why. You know what, Bob? Why not us? Yeah, please. Why not
us? Why not us?
Why not us in 2025? There's something going on here. There's something going on here. It starts with that Abdul guy. It starts hopefully with that defense and that offense. Russ, we'll see what happens with Malik.
It's the beginning of the Giants Nation show era. Let's start it off with a bang. So I'm excited for tonight. We're gonna get a Miners win. We're gonna smack them with whatever we got to. Appreciate you guys, and let's get that burnout video rolling, and we'll
Let's
end
go
on that.
Miners.
Let's go Miners,
Let's
and let's go
Giants Nation.
Giants Nation, baby.
Woo! Woo!
You good?